Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, Thirsttrap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, Thirsttrap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, Thirsttrap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad,
Thirsttrap.
Yo,
now wait a minute. Wait a minute. Which squirrel does not look like they did in the green room?
I am not in the green room prep right now. I will tell you why, because I just moved back in my house, in my office, and my studio is not set up. But next week we will be back.
No, I'm talking about the shades. It's a different look. You on here looking like Ice Cube.
Oh,
at the
hey,
White House.
hold on, man. At least I'm not hoodie Marcus. No, I'm just playing, y'all. Hey, listen, welcome to another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirsttrap. I am one of your three hosts, Marcus Farrell, coming all the way to you live from this good state of Georgia. I am joined by my boys, my brothers, my friends, Mayor Mondale Robinson, and also Pastor Benjamin Dixon. If you are watching this on the Ben Dixon channel, then you've just been blessed before you get blessed again. If you're watching this on the Clickbaity channel, then you already know what the deal is. We're not going to try to corrupt biz.
This is gonna be a good one, Doc.
And if you're watching this on Marcus Farrell Live, then hey man, this is another show. We are actually kicking it real hardcore. And please subscribe to all three. Subscribe, like, and share. I'm gonna pass it over to my brother Mondale Robinson, who has been missing for some different reasons, and let him sort of say what's up.
Good to see you, man.
Listen, I'm gonna speak to both of y'all brothers. Give me a second. Let me speak to the squirrel gang real quick. Sorry, y'all. I'm the reason the show has been inconsistent the last couple of weeks. Been dealing with some family stuff. My father was diagnosed with cancer, so I've been trying to figure that out. Plus, on top of that, I'm still running 3 full orgs in a town. So we're not changing our schedule. We did want to come live tonight and not last night because the State of the Union happened, plus a Democratic response. And we wanted to make sure that we were able to give you guys a full show in response to the State of the Union, and the Union being the Black version. So what up, brothers? Good to see y'all. Thank y'all so much for being patient with me. I missed y'all, and I love these three different shades of black on this show.
It's definitely, we got a range. We got a range of blackness. Melanin count as well as just different levels of black culture. But I love it. I love it, man. And Mark Mondale, brother, we praying for you, man. We love you, and anytime, man. It's whatever. We flexible, and we gonna be here to support you, man. So a lot of people showing you love in the chat room. So thank you all so much for loving our brother in this time, man. So love from us. Shout out to everyone in the chat room. Also, those of you who were literally just with me 10 minutes ago during Bible study. This is going to be quite the juxtaposition for me. I usually have at least a good day between the time I preach and the time I got to come and deal with politics. But truth be told, like you said, Mark Mondale, in the green room, we got some demons happening in this country. We got some real wild stuff happening right now, which is, I'm be honest with you, one of the reasons I brought my ministry public, because I've been loving the Lord and serving the Lord since I was 7, right? Been a minister since I was 21. And one of the reasons I was like, you know what? It's time for me to be public with my ministry is because of all of the evil stuff we see happening in this country, that they doing it in Jesus' name. You know what I mean? So it's like, if they go back there boldly in Jesus' name for evil stuff than what I look like being afraid to be bold for Jesus for the right stuff. So that's my
Hey
story.
man, you know what I like doing? I like going on conservatives Twitter feeds and just posting things like Jesus was black. It just makes them so crazy.
Look, I got one. Only thing that make them madder than saying Jesus was black is saying Jesus was woke. That.
And one more thing.
What you got?
Ain't no white people in the Bible.
Except the Romans, but
Caesar.
Except
Romans.
everyone else. But they were invaders. They weren't in the terror. They were.
Do you want to be grouped with the people who killed Jesus?
Man, you know, I just noticed that. You mean to tell me that all the white people in the Bible were the bad guys? Who allowed what King James?
Hey, Marcus, I don't know. Something's weird because you sound just fine to us, but in the chat room they're saying your volume is low. But you sound good to me.
Might be low. All right, I do apologize. I'm trying to fix it.
But yeah, nah. While you fix it, yeah. I'm trying to think of another white person in the Bible besides the Romans.
Couldn't have been.
It's not. And shout out Marcus. Also, shout out to you on your channel, man. I see you streaming live on your channel. Congratulations on that, man. I've been over there and shared videos as you put them out, man. Love your work.
Thank you.
Keep doing it.
Hey, so I do wanna like just plug it a little bit more just for one reason. What I'm doing over there on that channel, on my channel is and Mondale, I need you to help me out on some things that I want to do also, if you don't mind, brother. One thing I want to do is I want to teach people how to run for office. And I also want to make sure that we talk about reforming the things that need to be reformed. I'm rolling out this week a couple of videos about the Republican Party. Since the last video I did about how the Democratic Party must die, I got a couple of things, a couple of hate messages, but it's not all about Democrat or Republican. It's about how we fix this system in general. But I will say this right here. The main reason why I am doing that is because I want you guys to learn how to run for office. And it's important to learn how to run for office because did you guys see what happened last night?
Mama.
No.
Right?
Mama. Being play something for us.
Yeah, rock and roll.
This is the best part right here.
Willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum. The chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
At that point, everybody should have left.
Everybody.
What would have been gangster? What would have been gangster? The sergeant arms would have grabbed Trump and threw him out. That's how you restore order.
Watch him. He said, all y'all.
Members are directed.
That's just a loop. But yeah, that was, to me, that was the highlight of the night. That was a moment I think everybody, and look at what y'all see this picture, just a still image of it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What was the Bible? Tell me this picture's not biblical.
Come on, man.
Spare the rod and do what?
Say it again.
Spare the rod and do what?
Spoil the child.
Spoil the child.
And that's a big baby up there talking.
Big baby up there.
If y'all don't mind, I want to start this off because I know y'all got some very intricate thought processes on it. All I want to say is that I don't think Trump rallies should be held in the Capitol. That's the first thing. The second thing is very, very clear to me, right? No matter what side of the aisle that you are on, civility is dead. Civility is dead. And shout out to Congressman Green for not being civil. Right? I think that single action of defiance that's right over there on that picture has been, well, it's over here for me, but has shown more fight than 95% of what Democrats have done since the Trump election. And I'm not saying they haven't done anything because there's a lot of fighters up there. But when it comes down to it, civility is dead. And if we don't start doing more things like this guy right here, when it comes down to disrupt, fight, say something, get kicked out.
That's right. That's right.
Like it's okay. We don't always have to be the I want to drink some tea and crumpets party. We can actually get a little gangster, man, and that's okay. You know, but I do like I'm gonna pass it over to y'all because I want to hear some of the viewpoints that you guys have.
So I mean, even before we get into like the nothingness that was Donald Trump's rally that you said, Marcus, because that's exactly what it was. I think it's important that we note that, you know, in this moment, people, I've heard all types of things about this action. People calling it performative. When people tell and say things like this, it tells me that they're not tuned into what our politics is, how our federal government work. In this moment, for Democrats to sit quiet and watch this speech and not have something to say in response to who and how Donald Trump has shown up as anti-Black as he is, it is absolutely stupid to think that we wouldn't protest in this manner. Performative is all we have. We are not in power in any of the three arms of government in this moment. Not at all. And I said three arms, and I need people to understand that what used to be a nonpartisan part of the government, the Supreme Court, is truly part of the political arms of government at this moment. So when you see Black people standing up, telling them, saying to Trump what Al Green said, it's absolutely beautiful. And I also want people to understand that this was not the only arm of protest. It means something that people were in the back holding up signs. So every time you said something about Elon Musk, people can hold up signs that say Elon Musk steals or Musk steals. Or when he lied, those signs that say you lied were there to remind people that while you are hearing this, you must also see these placards that say that this man is a liar. And I appreciate that everybody didn't walk out, because the way protests work is there are different streams and steams of arms of the protest. So when one person leaves, we need another person to be able to stand up and resist. And we saw two sisters also walk out the floor later on. I think it was two white electeds. Later on, when Trump said something, they took off their pink jackets and they walked out, and we noticed on the back of their shirts it had resist on it. So the protest on the Democratic Party was something that I needed to see. Also, it is extremely interesting to me from a party that loves free speech and had nothing to say when Marjorie Taylor Greene was acting like a baboon a few State of the Unions ago when she was standing up screaming back and forth at Joe Biden. Nobody got kicked out. No one called the police, because that's what they did. They called the police on a Black man last night. No one did that when these two Bamas showed up the way they showed up. So I need people to remind people to say that when you hear David Axelrod say this anti-Black statement that he's disgusted by Representative Al Green's behavior, I'm disgusted that you haven't been called a racist yet, David Axelrod. I'm disgusted at how you want us to be middle of the road because you have the protection of being a white man and you have all the privilege that offers you. So before we even get into the speech, let's talk about the caucasity of them calling the police on a Black man and how that is telling of where we find ourselves in 2025.
That part. I think I split the difference between you all. I did want to see. I see what you're saying, Mundell. There are layers and different levels of protest. I just think that Democrats, if you really believe, as you should, that Trump is America's Hitler, y'all got to turn up a whole lot more. I think they got to bring the Al Green energy that he brought in this image, that he brought in this moment, because they don't have the power to necessarily stop him because they're not in power in terms of any of the three branches. I agree with you there. And I do like what you said. I agree with you, right? That's all they have right now is performance, right? All they can do right now is make a spectacle. But my goodness, make a spectacle. If you go make a scene, if you go and do it, go all the way, get arrested. Not a figurative arresting. Put yourself. Yeah, what's up?
Someone said the channel's not streaming. Dust Mike said the channel's not streaming.
Which channel? Because I got green light.
Dust Mike, which channel's not streaming?
I got green lights all across.
Hey, Trap Squad, Squirrel Gang. Can you, if you can see us in real time, throw some squirrels up, throw some acorns in the chat room if you see us.
I still see comments coming here. Clickbaity here. We can see you. Yeah, we good. They
My
saying
channel
your
going.
channel. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Yeah, hang on. This is
while we take this commercial break to fix this technical difficulties. If we don't have as many people that have liked this stream already that's watching, somebody has not done their job. Let's break the algorithm. You do that by liking and subscribing.
that part. There it is. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Did you just hit it, Marcus?
I did.
You reset it. Okay, you should be good.
did.
Now the green light is back on your channel. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
All right, go ahead. Sorry about that.
So yeah, that's the long and short of it for me. I think that they should make a spectacle every chance they get. I think that they should make it miserable for Donald Trump and Republicans every chance they get. I think that they should grind everything to a halt. There should not be a single vote in favor of a single policy for Donald Trump from a single Democrat. There absolutely should not be. Number one, why? Because Republicans absolutely had 100% voting record again. Maybe you got a straggler or two, but overwhelmingly Republicans refuse to support a single thing that Joe Biden did, right? That's the error. So yeah, do you want to be tit for tat? Yeah. But number two, his policies are so detrimental. His picks have been so detrimental. And people are like, you went and voted for some of his cabinet, and then his cabinet turned around and turned over the treasury to Doge. So why would you? So when I say they need to make a spectacle like this, maybe all of them didn't have to walk out, but every chance they get, they need to reject and oppose this administration with this kind of energy. I definitely agree with that. And you mentioned David Axelrod. I was this white moderates, like white Democrats. Especially the consulting class, because Axelrod is at the top of the heap, isn't he? In the consulting class.
Yes.
What here? Actually, let's, instead of me saying it, let's watch it. Let's watch what he had to say.
I don't hear him, Ben.
I don't hear him, Ben.
You don't hear him? Okay, hang on. Let's try it again. My bad.
Fogel might have been.
No, I agree. You know, you are absolutely right,
DJ.
Scott. So it's one thing to mine our differences. It's another thing to try and heal our differences. And that is, you know, that's the difference between real leadership and political expediency.
Would it have been healing to stand for Mark Fogel? Might have been.
No, I agree. You know, you are absolutely right,
DJ
Scott.
Johnson.
What I will do what you will not. I will say, I thought that was just, I think there were times when they should have risen. I think what Al Green did was despicable. So it's one thing to mine.
It's that.
All right. Can I wait,
Yeah, I got it. What you got?
Yeah, let me do this real quick. The white consultant class, the elitist consulting class, because there's black people that's a part of this crap too. This moderate neoliberal consultant class of people who get elevated for fail upward consistently have the most to say about nothing. And what I mean by that is these guys haven't won nothing. David Axelrod, guess what? You're a top Democratic consultant, and we don't have a Democrat that's the president right now. People listen to you, bro. It's more of the same. You can see them cringing when Black Lives Matter protested on the streets. You can see them cringing when they had to throw money. And by the way, they asked these people, when we need funding for our programs to turn black people out, they asked these same people who called one of our leaders, whether you consider him a leader or not, but somebody who actually is willing to stand up and fight, he said it was disgusting. No, white boy, you're disgusting.
Come on.
You're disgusting for not having any balls. Matter of fact, or ovaries. You weak, going bald, having too many contracts, having ass, boy. And guess what? I ain't got nothing personal against David Alex Rob. On the same token, somebody needs to check this, just like the article that I tweeted. Somebody needs to check this moderate class of consultants who are saying things like, we need to stay away from progressive campaign staffers and talking points. These guys are the ones that are invited to the Chuck Schumer meetings. And what are we going to do? You know what we're going to do? We're going to do more of the same. So people like me and you, people who are watching this show, hell, people who are even moderate Democrats at this point who want to see a difference are actually questioning, well, what are we doing different? So when we see something different, see, I noticed that he didn't have those same words for Marjorie Taylor Greene that he had for Al Green, right? You notice that? He didn't say that's disgusting.
Hey, different types of green. One of them ends in an E.
Come on, man.
One ends in IGG. Let me stop spelling.
Look, hey, man.
Stop spelling.
Oh, I bet I was going to say something that you told me off the green screen, but you preaching already, Marcus. Gone now.
It's not necessarily the aspect that these guys get to fail up because they have a friend zone in DC. Is that when they actually see somebody doing something different? Brother Green is in his mid-80s, isn't he?
He up there, bro.
Right.
He ain't got that cane for design.
Green is running around with a cane doing more to resist something that he feels, whether you agree with it or not. They keep saying we need to do something different. If you lose a major election, that means obviously you have to do something different. When you see something different, the first thing he says is, I think we should have all got up. I think we should have all sat down. That's more of the same.
He that white guy telling black people that protesting slavery was a bad idea.
Yeah, no,
he's despicable. It's despicable to resist slavery.
Well, to me, he's that white guy who will invite you to the Underground Railroad to his house and then give up the people who get in his basement.
Listen, I'm gonna say something that's amazing and childish about our politics. If a black person is a surrogate for a Democratic candidate, then people on the right, specifically the black Republicans, say that these people are pawns, but had no problems with Donald Trump cutting billions from child cancer research for bringing a black child cancer patient to a pawn.
Come on, man.
A pawn.
Come on, man. That part, and they expect. So look, they expect people to be so dumb as to not remember that just a few weeks ago, they cut funding for cancer research. And then this demented orange Julius Caesar had the unmitigated gall to bring a child who is struggling with childhood cancer, brain cancer. And of course, listen, of course, that young man is going to enjoy his moment. And he's going to go up there and he's going to smile and he's going to shine and he's going to be brilliant and he should be loved and all.
And he should be proud of himself.
That young man should be proud of himself. So we take him completely out of the conversation. Donald Trump is a scum bucket for using a person who he just cut funding from to try to get a cure for cancer, for childhood cancer. They just cut funding, and then Donald Trump used that little boy as a human shield.
More than that, let's talk about transgender mice.
Remember that?
Hold on,
bruh.
It's called transgenic mice. I believe I pronounced that
transgenic.
Right. Transgenic. Yeah, transgenic mice. The process, very simple, is as we switch around. Oh, there you go. The process is very simple, right? They basically turn mice into the compatibility of human beings, so they can test more medications on them, just like a human being, right? Like this is not turning a mouse into a transgender mouse.
That is so funny.
It is one of the most valuable pieces of research that humanity has right now for fighting disease. And this orange blossom.
And all of the Republicans.
But here's my thing. For that mistake, because that was a mistake, to make it all the way to his speech with nobody checking it. Not one person in between The intern that said transgender, look, to Donald Trump, did any kind of fact check? That's right, they don't fact check.
They can't. Look, if they start correcting Trump, that he'll fire them. Why do you think Trump gets it? Trump has nobody around him who would tell him anything. It's the same thing as the asylum. Remember, he kept saying they're sending people from their asylums, thinking it was a sane asylum. He was mixing it up for asylum seekers. This is the same thing as the transgenic mice. Nobody is going to tell that man that he's wrong, because that's all he's used to is people telling him he's always right.
Yeah, you can't fact check. You can't fact check when you can't read, and we know Donald Trump can't read. I don't care what nobody say. Listen. When the representative from England brought him an invitation from the king and told him to read it he said, "You want me to read it now?" He read it to himself, supposedly. He's almost, "Oh, this is wow, this is beautiful." And did you hear that when it was actually read, it was just an invitation. There was no beautiful letter to Trump. Trump is not, he can't comprehend.
The letter from the king, right? Yeah. Well,
simply,
let me rephrase myself. The letter from that guy who calls himself king of that country over there. Right. Anyway, go ahead. He ain't my king.
So this is stuff. So I think for me is we find ourselves in an extremely dangerous time. Like, people have normalized Donald Trump. America in our life right now, something I never thought. I knew it would happen because all empires fall. America has fallen. Right? Like, America is no longer the leader of the free world. And if you don't believe me, look how fast they pulled together a NATO meeting and didn't invite anybody from America. Huh?
Talk about it.
When you need the leaders of the free world available to stop what's happening, we didn't see that. Europe got together and said, these people are already, when they said you also need to beef up monies for yourself, your security, they're explicitly saying America is not what it used to be. And I'm telling people, and it's not just the on again, off again tariffs that we need to worry about. It's Donald Trump and what he's done to the leadership of America and how childish they've shown American politics to be. America pulling out of the Paris Accord, going back into it and pulling out again. America pulling out of the World Health Organization. America cutting off all of the financial aid for all of the nations around the world, the poor nations, when we are responsible for most of them being the way they are, is exactly why this country will never be where it was 4 or 5 years ago.
That part.
I hope. By the way, let me take a pause for Cars, Trap Squad, Squirrel Gang, all fans and friends in between. Do yourself a favor and go ahead and throw us some squirrels, like and subscribe, and also, hey, give Ben a little donation. Go over to my channel, give me one. Go to Clickbaity, give us all one, because we're doing some real work. Because I'm about to tell you something. Hey, y'all do realize what they're doing, Ben Mondale?
What's that?
They want to make a chiefdom of billionaire tech bros.
Oh yeah.
That's why you can become a.
So here's what I'm asking you guys to do. If you know how serious, if you see what's going on, I say it every show, but I'm not going to stop until y'all start doing it. Run for office. Run for office. Don't be afraid, man. Like y'all got me and Mondale's email. Like, run for office. Like, we can help you out. The reason why is because we need to build a bench, and if Donald Trump dumbass can get in there, which, by the way, he's actually stupid genius. So let's stop playing around. He knows how to entice the masses with his with whatever, right? He's managed to make a whole side of the country believe that it's the right way. Look, run for office, because without you running, we need to put up fights against the Marjorie Taylor Greens of the world. We need to put up fights against the people who give him a blank check, and we need to put up fights against Elon Musk. It's either that or EMP got to solve it.
EMP.
Hey, that's
electromagnetic pulse. When you say EMP, I go. That's what you mean. And Mondale, you agree?
I mean, listen, I think the mistake of the $20 million organization that was started from Bernie's money, leftover money, run for something. It should have been run for everything. Progressives need to run for everything. We don't need to run for something. We need to run for everything. And I think what Marcus is saying is there's no magic of being elected. There's no qualifying. You just need to be a citizen. And there's some age restriction at the federal level, but you can make some amazing changes to all of what's happening at the federal level if we win at the local and state level. And I think we have took our eyes off of that because we are enticed by shiny things. The federal offices in their $1 million elections are shiny things. When in actuality, we saw when Democrats took their eyes off of the state legislature, it caused all these problems where how the Democrats are getting millions and millions more vote at the House level, but still losing the majority of the House because of gerrymandering. Gerrymandering happens at the state level. And because we weren't focused or we weren't putting money into state races, the Republicans took over 3/4 of the state legislatures. And that was the biggest damage or beginning of how and why we deal with what we're dealing with right now at the federal level. So everything impacts everything. So I think Marcus is absolutely correct when he asked or demands of Squirrel Game to put their name on ballots. Put the names on.
Hey, listen, Mondale. Ain't nobody coming to save us, guys. We gotta come save ourselves. So with that being said, this is my soft announcement for Mayor of Hateville, Georgia.
What? Wait, what happened? You running for mayor?
Yep, I'm gonna run in 3 years. I'm running for mayor of Georgia.
All right, man. That's right.
It won't be no campaign activity for a little while, but I'm letting you know right now, I'm 100% there. Win or lose, just like Richard Pryor said, it's an ass whooping I gotta take.
It's also important that people understand that there are more than one victories. There's a victory for sure on election day, but bringing awareness to the policies, screaming with your name on the ballot is a platform and it's a victory in itself. So I think people think the only victory is what happens on election day, but that ain't the case. You know what I mean? So I think if that was the case, it wouldn't be powerful to put forth the reparation bills every Congress. So I appreciate that, brother.
Bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw you do it. I ran for office before. Like, listen, and the reason why I'm doing it is because guess what? I want y'all to do it too.
That's right. I was just about to say that, man. Way to lead by example. You teaching people how to run for office on your channel, and then you like, I'm gonna run myself. That you don't get that. That's love, man.
Let's do this together, right?
Yeah.
And people don't understand what's going on and how while the federal government has a lot of black people that are employed there, and percentage-wise there's also a lot of white people that are going to lose their job because of Donald Trump. But what I do know, though, is Donald Trump has another alternative, too, and that is an alternative motive, and that is to destroy Washington, D.C. This is a black city, 49 plus 48% black people. And what we've seen already because of the layoffs that already happened, the CFO for Washington, D.C. said that district will have $1 billion shortfall over the next 4 years. We're going to push Washington, D.C. back to the days where people couldn't even walk down the streets. And then what will happen is then they'll give them the right to take over it at the federal level and do away with the district's government. And making it their playground even further. So I think we're not paying attention to how much harm is happening. And I think someone said a black guy with a MAGA hat on today said, has Donald Trump said anything negative about black people? And if you're out here looking for Donald Trump to say the N-word, you're not going to get that. But his policies say nigger every day.
Every day.
He is niggerizing black people in a space without the protections of the 60s, because he himself are eroding civil rights actions that took place and victories that took place in the 60s. And we're not doing anything about it. So I think when I see 78 or 80-year-old Al Green standing up screaming, this man has sinew, he has strength and bone marrow that reminds him, that aches when he see what's happening. And he has every damn right to be upset. And I appreciate that protest for that reason.
Hey, I guess I've got one I want to add to this, and I said this on Twitter. Y'all know by 3 years from now, re-election, that they will have classified voting as being woke.
I can see that.
Right? That's where it's gonna go. Now, I want people to do two things, right? either you guys run for office, get somebody you know run for office, or yes, both and also survival guides, folks. Go and get your canned foods up. Go and get you know where your local source of water, fresh water is, right? Like go ahead and learn how to skin a deer or something, right? Do both at the same time because we never know
Shoot a
where
squirrel and skin that. Go ahead. Sorry.
We never know where this. We
My
never know where
granddaddy
this
used
place
to
is.
go out to my yard and shoot squirrels and cook them, man. You ever heard squirrel over grits? This is the best thing I ever had in my life, man. Go on.
Hey, listen. I'm
A little too greasy for me, man.
All right,
It was.
Real quick question. Chitlins.
I can't do them. I can't do them.
I can't
At
listen.
all.
I
I had
Wait.
I had a piece of chitlin this big to taste it in my mouth one time and took it out my mouth. I couldn't even do it. Couldn't even do it.
I cannot eat organs, man. For the life of me, I can't eat organs.
All right, so check this out.
Once I ate a hog eye.
A whole guy.
Oh, wow.
An eye?
You might as
Was it
well
good?
eat a human eye. Their eyes look like ours.
Just like ours. My
Oh,
dad had the whole
nasty.
my dad had the whole hog on the grill, you know, making the barbecue Carolina style. And you know the eyes get crispy. Just
I heard it.
behind audience, bro. Look, Angie said squirrel is some good eating. Come on,
Ain't
man.
nothing wrong with that.
we talking about eating squirrels in the squirrel game. What are you talking about?
Bro,
That's cannibalism.
We are symbolic cannibalism in our religion, right? We are symbolic cannibalists in our religion, not in real life. We can't be eating squirrels. We need squirrels. We'll recruit some.
Maybe a cute squirrel.
Okay. Put up some squirrels if you ever had some squirrel for dinner. You got to be real from the South for real for that though.
Maybe a cute, sexy squirrel.
What? Wait a minute. You know, like you know about the M&Ms, the green M&M. You're like, how's a squirrel cute?
Hey, the one they taking away the squirrel high heels.
Right.
We don't want no woke squirrels.
We don't want no woke squirrels.
If y'all
want our squirrels over the oven.
Imagine being a Hindu person looking at us eating hamburgers. Right? See, so what I'm gonna say about eating chitlins is I'm from a place where a chick was a part of the diet, right?
Really?
And I grew up in a black restaurant. R.I.P. Granddaddy, Pharaoh's Deli, right there in the middle of Tallahassee, one of the longest serving restaurants in the city of Tallahassee, served up governors, presidents, served up a whole bunch of people in that little restaurant right around the corner from the governor's house. And when I tell you, every Thursday, every Wednesday, my job was to sit on the floor of the restaurant with a bucket in front of me and a cleaning bucket right next to me, and clean the guts out of the chitlins.
Bro.
And then, listen. But here's the thing: you know, a black woman made a company that makes $3 million a year for cleaning chitlins. Her job now, she went to all the butcher shops and said, "Don't send them out without being clean, and you'll make a lot more money." And she cleans them and she cuts them.
Wait a minute. Come on now. Listen,
in Africa, when they slaughter the goat, they eat goat chitlins.
I asked my kids tonight, what if
because Africa's not a country. So and I just did a dumbass thing and said Africa. Like everybody in Africa eat the same thing. In Kenya.
We knew what you meant because we done all made that mistake ourselves. We don't like to admit it. I did it myself.
But you know what would be dangerous? If we could say Africa.
And it was united, like the EU.
Ooh, don't say nothing like that because then they get rid of you like Gaddafi. Come on, y'all. Come on.
I ain't got no gold on me.
Well, that's true too. Well, we want to try.
But according to Donald Trump, if you say it on a college campus and you incite a riot, then you should be locked up. Because they love free speech so much, they want to lock up college kids protesting anti-American behavior from their party, right? They want to be they love free speech so much that if you're not a citizen and you're an American if you're in America going to college and you protest, they want to send you back home to the country you came from. Imagine that Protest is the language against those in charge. So when you are screaming about your oppression or the oppression of other people, people in power that want to make it a crime are on their way to dictatorship, and I don't give a damn who says anything different.
And that's why, and we're gonna come full circle. That's why I want every Democrat to keep this energy right here. If you ask us who lead, I know Al Green don't want to lead nobody party. I know he representing his district the way he can. But this is the energy, this is the leadership, this is what we need people to do because of what you just said, Mundell. What you said is we have people who are literally taking us headlong directly into the arm. We're here, right? We're no longer almost as fascism. The only question is are we going to let the fascism that's already here cement? Well, we're going to let it cement, or we're going to break it up.
Well, we're looking at the stark contrast from David Axelrod to Green and where this party is headed, right? We are. Look, man, I want everybody to go over there and watch the video of the Democratic Party must die. I want y'all to watch that video. It's on my channel on Marcus Farrell Live. And at first glance, of course, you're going to think to yourself, well, what does he want? Well, just watch it all the way to the end. And I said, I got one point, right? It has to die, but it has to be replaced by you. It has to be replaced by free thinkers. It has to be replaced by fighters. It has to be replaced by hood folks. It has to be replaced by single moms and waiters and bartenders and ones that run for office. It has to be replaced by that. In order for us to actually, it can't be replaced. It can't be ran by the David Axelrods anymore. He had his place. He did his thing. But that time is over with right now. We need people who would advise we need people who would advise a candidate or advise a congressperson. Advise a congressperson. When you go in there, you stand up and you point that cane at him.
That's right.
You say, screw you, Donald Trump. We need those advisors.
That part, I concur.
What I was going to say, Marcus, is I don't want people to misunderstand what you were saying when you said he had his place and he did his thing, because what he gave us was a black man president who was willing to walk away from a black man preacher that gave him God, right? Barack Obama said he learned about God. He fell in love and became a Christian because of a black man preacher who he turned his back on because of the Axelrods of the world. So we saw in him and his candidate the same spineless behavior we're seeing right now. Because Reverend Jeremiah Wright is a national jewel, regardless of who wants to hear it or not.
Right, he is, and also at the did you guys watch the Black address? From,
the response.
You talking about Barber?
Yeah, from your best friend.
What's the name again?
William Barber's on Rolling. William Barber was cooking last night.
He was cooking.
Listen, he was in the kitchen with all the pans, and I think that's an important thing. Like people for me, people think because I have certain issues personally with people that I can't understand what's going on. Like William Barber was born for this moment. Like he's standing up upright. What I saw last night, he should have been Democrats' response to Trump. It should have been that. It shouldn't have been no white woman talking about how we need to be more like Reagan, or Republicans need to be more like Reagan, or we need more Bushes of the times, right? Or how she grew up with the Republican parent and a Democratic parent. We don't need to hear that right now, because we're falling into the narrative. That's what mainstream media is doing. Mainstream media is playing to the idea that the world is becoming more conservative. That's not what's happening. The world is rejecting the ideas of conservatism. That's why Donald Trump is stuck with that 39% people. It's just enough to win an election because Democrats aren't progressive enough to turn out their base. Their base is tapping out on them being conservative light.
But that's exactly where they want to go. You talk about Reverend Barber being the response of the Democratic Party, they can't let Reverend Barber be the response of the Democratic Party. You know why? Because Reverend Barber is going to talk about poverty. Reverend Barber is going to talk about things that actually affect folks across the nation. Democrats don't want to talk about that crap. Listen, I hate to be, man, listen, I get it. Marcus is the Democrat hater on here. I'm not a Democrat hater. I just want to see these people do better, right? My thing is very simple. We have an opportunity right now to contrast ourselves with the Republican Party at a high level, not just fight, but contrast them. These guys are trying to cut your services. We're trying to give more services. These guys are trying to do X, Y, and Z. Why aren't we using all that PAC money right now, all that extra money that we raise year in and year out to say, you know what, now it's time for a $20 minimum wage. And then guess what? Raise the name ID on that topic, right? Raise the awareness of it and make Americans think, well, why isn't Donald Trump? Who is he giving a raise to, right? David Axelrod, since you want to tell black people what to do, won't you tell the other people in the party to go ahead and start contrasting against the Republican Party with policies that help American folks? I don't know one American besides billionaires that would say, oh, I don't need $20 an hour as minimum wage. We don't want that. Who is going to say that? Who's going to say, I don't think we need health care?
You're right. Yes, but there's plenty of MAGAs, who will absolutely say that because that's what their leader is going to tell them to say. So unfortunately, there's going to be probably a good hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who would know they need. This is how bad we are. This is how bad situation is on this planet right now in this country. You got people who making $7.25 an hour who would say we don't need 20 an hour because they're more committed to Donald Trump than their own personal advancement.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mark.
Even with that being said, man, the math is going to beat that, right? The math is going to beat like money over loyalty each and every single time. Money over loyalty, right? Like if you talk about putting money in American people's pocket, and the contrast to that is the only 3 years from now, it's going to be very obvious who made money off of Donald Trump's decisions right now. 3 years from now, it's going to be blatantly obvious that a bunch of billionaires made a lot of money. And when them white folks start having to hit them poverty lines and stuff like that, and wonder, what happened to Social Security? What happened to food stamps? And that's when it's going to hit them also. But instead of playing the role, we're going to allow Donald Trump to control the narrative. Donald Trump to control everything instead of creating a contrast right now as the Democratic Party that this is what we can do. More than just say fight. Listen, more than just say fight.
You're talking about breaking the frame. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah.
Congressman Green was right, but did you hear what he was saying? He was actually fighting for a policy, right? But he was fighting against the cuts. We need to be publicly fighting for the improvements. We need to publicly be putting money into advertisement across the nation. Donald Trump is screwing you over and you have no idea why. Like, come on, let's go ahead and get dirty right now. We got a lot of money to do it instead of paying David Axelrod.
Come. Amen. I don't disagree with you at all. I want to believe you that people gonna see the difference and be like, I would vote for my best economic interest. I want to believe that, but regardless of whether they do it or not, you absolutely right. The Democrats need to set that frame. They need to not. Let me stop. This is why I think they are complicit, because there ain't nothing we saying that the average consultant don't know intuitively to convey to their boss. There's a reason they're not conveying it. And I'm sorry, I hate to take now. I think now I'm kind of taking your position on things, Marcus, because I'm like, they know this. You can't tell me they don't know what you just said. The basic rule number one is don't let your opponent set the frame. And they have allowed and they continue to allow Donald Trump to do that because they refuse to do exactly what you're saying. The very simple and accurate and direct thing that you're saying. They refuse to do it. Every time they are in power or out of power, when have we seen them successfully break Republican narratives or even try to break it?
I don't even think you know what I think they are so they're so comfortable in all the money they lay on that they don't want to break it. The Republican narrative provides them resources from their donors. Like I think what happens is we've allowed people who are not suffering to speak on behalf of those who are suffering without questioning or speaking up. Here's my problem with the current state of the Democratic Party. We have the same people controlling the party as that for the past 40, 50 years, probably. And I think what I mean by that, if you look at the consultant class, if you look at those who are like connected, these people are not speaking for the majority of Americans, and they're definitely not speaking for the majority of Democratic base. And I think we gotta learn how. Marcus, you're sideways giggles right now, killing me, dog. You got company, boy. We're gonna talk about this off the air. You don't break that. I know it's something up. I know it's something up. Yeah.
We can get out of here. We can get out of here soon, man. Let you give it. Let you get down to it. Go ahead. You were saying.
So he said he got an audience. So I'm gonna leave that alone. So what I'm gonna say, what I was saying was, we gotta break their backs and them believing that they can continue to feed a strategy written by people who have not suffered, who are not suffering, who are not speaking on the behalf of those who are suffering. What is the purpose of having a big tent party only to use that big tent to vote for your sorry ass candidates? We need a big tent party that's addressing the issues of those people under that tent.
That's right.
Or we're not much better than the party on the other side of the aisle. So my thing is, you know, I have a lot of critiques for the Democratic Party, and it starts at the consultant class, but then it's also those inside the party, these office holders who continue to gatekeep in a way that's anti electric expanding, meaning we're not adding our base, we're not growing our base, even though we have numbers to support that. If we were upright, if we were loud, if we were providing services for people and not just asking them for votes when it was not an election year, then we would do wonders. We would blow the Republican Party out the water. And I don't think people understand that. I really don't. I had a heated conversation with a sister last night in a space about, you know, how she called North Carolina a blue state and Florida a red state. And I'm telling her, and my argument was, first of all, North Carolina is not a blue state in the tradition that, you know, we have Republican senators from North Carolina, both of them, right? We have Republican control over both the state Senate and the state House. So we're not a blue state because we've not invested the resources to be a blue state. The only difference between those states that are voting blue all the time and those that are not is a lack of investment from the Democratic Party. Mississippi, because without investment, Mississippi will always be bright red. With a fraction of what we spend on a presidential election, we can make Mississippi a blue state and not have to worry about winning some of these other states. We could change the map easily by investing wholeheartedly in a Democratic Party that spoke to our Haitian, Jamaican brothers and our Puerto Rican brothers and sisters in Florida. We could change the entire map with Mississippi and Texas, which is already a majority state. We could change the map if we invested in the 37 counties east of Dallas and Houston, where nobody is talking to these voters. And we don't need to win those counties. We just got to lose better out there. And we don't know how to lose better in red spaces. That's why we continue to lose states that we don't have to.
Hey, Mondale, Ben, I got a legit question. What is a Democrat? See, I mean, what is a Democrat? Because right now, the iteration that they're showing us is they want to be a Republican light. And from everything that I see out of DC, it's like we are stuck on being neoliberals no matter what. Like, we can do whatever we can to win an election except not be a neoliberal, except not be a moderate. So there is no other options for the Democratic Party besides go to the left. If the Republican Party goes to the right, I say this every week,
To the left.
we gotta go. The party has to go to the left. If it doesn't go to the left, then what is a Democrat? I can't identify as a thing that doesn't believe in what I believe in. Like, I'm sorry. At some point, it's like yeah, you know what? I'm gonna cut the grass. I'm gonna cut the grass. I'm gonna take the trash out, and then there's 5 bags of trash in your kitchen and overgrown grass outside, and you're getting a citation for it. Come on, man. Like, I'm asking y'all a real question. What is a Democrat? What is it?
I see, my argument for that is, I think what happens is we lose the battle. This goes back to messaging. We lose the battle of messaging when we give them that power to ask what is a Democrat. What we should be saying is you're not a Democrat. We should respond. The exact response to Axel is you're not a Democrat. The Republicans have rhino. What is ours? We need a term to signify that you Bammers are showing up like Dixiecrats. We let Dixiecrat die too early, I feel like, because some of these people are showing up just like, to me, a moderate or conservative Democrat is a Fetterman, or a Cinema or Manchin, and those people aren't Democrats. You can't call yourself a Democrat, not as long as I exist. Neither one of those, not Cinema, not Manchin. You're not a Democrat. You're a Dixiecrat at best, and that to me has some tinge of racism to it, and they should know that. And I think we gave up when we give up the question. What a Democrat is someone who is fighting for the entirety of the big tent party, and for the betterment of poor white people who vote Republican still. That's a Democrat. And if you don't fall in their category, if you show up any other way, you got a Democrat on your ballot, but you ain't a Democrat.
Hey man, you know what? I remember in 2016 where the biggest fear was a Democratic socialist. Look what you got now, America.
You got a Republican fascist. You got a Republican fascist. Like, how can we say that we're the party fighting to insure people? How and also standing against Medicaid for all? How can we say we care about people and we ain't got rid of the filibuster? We know what its root is. You telling me that you're participating in an institution, that filibuster is an institution from Jim Crow. And every time I don't hear a Democrat standing against it, or every time I hear a so-called Dixiecrat, that's what I'm calling them from now on. When I hear these Dixiecrats talk about that, I'm not willing to get rid of the filibuster, then you two are showing up like Republicans. You two are placating to white supremacy, white institutions that hold people back. That's all it is, period.
Yeah, no.
Ben, what are you smiling at?
Listen, I smile every day. Anyway, anyway, what was I saying? Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and forget not his benefits. Bless his holy name.
You're now watching Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Please like, subscribe, and share our channel. Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap channel. If you're watching on Ben Dixon's channel, please go over and subscribe to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. If you're watching on the share screen, please come over to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. That is us three. Also, please just plug in myself. Go over to Marcus Farrell Live on YouTube. That is my channel. That is where I teach you how to become a bold, dope, amazing candidate and how to get elected for office for free. And I will be following my own rules. Matter of fact, I just thought about it. I'm probably going to be documenting my run itself on that channel. So, but please watch. And I also diss lame ass politicians on my channel, so you'll have a lot of that too. It's funny. Please go over there and subscribe.
Yep. Do plenty of that, man. And I think that documentary thing is that, I know you say document, but you should documentary it, like do the whole thing as a function. Win, lose, or draw, it's a function of get up and go run. You know what I mean? And with your technical expertise in the game, man, like, I think you would be able to show a really powerful way of people understanding how you go from the grassroots up. I support that. I'm looking forward to that, man. I don't know what else we got, man. It was something that y'all was saying that what is a Democrat, Dixiecrats, and then closing the Overton window. This is something that we have to, the rest of us got to do. There is a usage, and Mundell, you said this a couple weeks ago, right? There's the infrastructure and the actual party infrastructure, maybe not the people, but there's usage of the Democratic Party in terms of the party structure, right? And I respect that. But the reason MAGA and the Tea Party, I think, was one of the first ones to start that whole Rhino movement, and they were able to actually grow it to the point where now we have Donald Trump was that there's a little different, but I want to compare apples to apples, so it's not quite apples to apples. But if all we do is wait for that party apparatus to give us access to power and the ability to do any of those things, we'll never be able to hold them accountable and call them those Dixiecrats. So while I'm not saying we need to burn the Democratic Party down because the infrastructure is important, it's the rest of us who are not on the inside of that infrastructure. We got to galvanize some power outside of it. We got to galvanize the people so that we take that power, not to deliver it to them, but to bring them some hell, man, and to be able to identify those Dixiecrats and to be able to have enough people to move them out of power, enough people to move those Democratic consultants out of power. I think we got to, on the outside, galvanize our own power and then bring that power to bear in the infrastructure that is the Democratic Party. Because you're right. Why would we try to start something from scratch when the truth is we need to just go in and bogart all them people, help me, Lord, out of power, because they have destroyed, they have contributed to that David Axelrod clip that we played is literally part and parcel for why we are where we are right now. Right? The inability to distinguish the difference between what Donald Trump does and what Al Green did in response to it, for whatever reason, in the racism of it all and the Democratic consultant trying to get the money of it all, whatever the reason is, that kind of thinking is exactly why we are where we are. And so we got to go in and bogart these people out because they're destroying us. They're destroying America, and they're allowing Donald Trump to destroy America once and for all.
Hey, man, who does Hakeem Jeffries call first? Mondale Robinson, Marcus Farrell, or David Axelrod?
David Axelrod.
That's the problem right there.
That's why you got so few people willing to do what Al Green did. That's why you got. I said this earlier this morning on with Rebecca and them. Like, that's why you literally have Hakeem Jeffries out here putting more energy into talking about God. You know, we're gonna trust God in this. Than you've seen him take action. Like, I've been looking, I ain't seen much action, but I've been hearing him talk a lot more about God. I'm like, that's cute. Won't you let the pastors and us, all of us out here, let us appeal to heaven. Let us pray. You got actual power. You got institutional power. We need you to bring that institutional power to bear. And then you got leadership power. Why is Hakeem Jeffries not the one out here setting the frame, or rather breaking the frame, breaking Donald Trump's frame with the voice that he got, with the power? Every time Hakeem Jeffries opened up his mouth, somebody's camera want to hear what he got to say. Somebody's national television camera got.
The problem is he keeps saying the same crap.
That's the part.
He keeps saying the same exact crap. I mean, the Republicans kind of hit us, and they were right. They hit well, not us. They hit the Democrats for using the same exact talking points. I don't know if y'all saw that video, and I know how talking points works, but they were using the same exact. You mean y'all don't even have original thoughts at this point? But here's the scary part about it. That's not resisting. That is an orchestrated response that has been thought through, non-organic, and not necessarily have a fight in it. You know who don't do? You know who doesn't do that? Bernie. No matter if you like him or not, Bernie's going to respond to it in a, well, this is how it affects American people. Jasmine Crockett doesn't do the scripted stuff either. But when all the major Democrats are saying the same script, that's corporate Democrat actions right there, man. We need more organic people. Run for office. Damn, I should just run for office.
Run for office.
I think I want to end on a warning about, because a lot of people don't have intimate relationship with Black men. And what I mean by that is people don't have, I mean, regular Black men. And I feel so scared because I believe that some of the Black men that the world is propping up, the Charlemagne the Gods, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Tariq Nasheeds, I think, and that's on a lower level. I'm talking about like dirt mud lower level when I mentioned Tariq, but that Bama too. I think people get it twisted about what it means to be Black men or who's speaking on behalf of Black men. These men walk around in black skin, and I'm not trying to minimize what it means to do that. But these men existed, or they've been presented to you all, not because of Black men. We did not make these people famous. Disney continues to prop up Stephen A. Smith because they support Republicans. Don't let that fake fight between DeSantis and Disney fool you. That is a conservative leaning organization. And as soon as he's gone, there and another Republican is in that office of governor, if we don't fight properly, they're going to go back to what they do, spending more money on Republicans than Democrats. But Stephen A. Smith audience isn't us. This is why he TV, national TV, and say stupid shit like, excuse my language, Ben, and all of those who just left church. This is how he can say nastiness like Byron Donaldson is a threat to Democrats if he run for president. This is the same thinking, and for him to be on a guest on a political show saying this is absolutely stupid to me. It's asinine that they will bring them on. This is the anger that Malcolm X felt when he said, where, this is what he said, where, who, and which people do you see comedians and actors and actresses leading their civil rights fight other than Black people? Malcolm wasn't saying that some of these people aren't righteous in their action, i.e. Baldwin and all the others. That wasn't his argument. His argument was you run into places and people like Stephen A. Smith and Charlamagne the God, when you prop them up as the leader or the best civil right brain of our people. This man don't give a damn about anybody other than himself. His mentality is disgusting. He will, if Trump called him today, he would be there. There to shake hands, smile, and take the pictures and or do whatever Trump needs him to do for the check. This is not America's black man. Charlamagne the God is not America's black man. Though they sat on his show today and bragged about Donald Trump bringing out that, calling it genius that he brought out that little black boy with brain cancer. Nothing was genius about using that boy as a pawn. If you were serious about it, if you wanted to give him his glory, you could have did it in the White House, in the Oval Office, without the cameras. You could have put him. You could have let him ride around in the truck with you. It wouldn't have been some ploy that you used on State of the Union. What's next for him? You gave a white boy some DEI action with a mouthful of tobacco, dipping tobacco, access to the highest military academy in this country. That was DEI. We watched it happen. You gave him. You said you're going to West Point. And that, to me, is the danger of black men with platforms as large as Stephen A. Smith and Charlamagne the God, and the world believing that they're speaking on our behalf when our people suffer and we didn't make these motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, look, and I don't know if people see the game that Stephen A. Smith was trying to play in addition to what you just said, but he, as much as he played around and supported Donald Trump during the election, right? He played that game that Charlamagne the God played. Charlamagne the God played it all the way up to the very end, and then he tried to turn around and say, "Oh no, I don't, I ain't with Trump. I ain't with him." Yeah, but you play that soft peddling game of making excuses and just outright attacking Kamala while not attacking Donald Trump. It's the same exact equivalence, right? And now Stephen A. Smith is talking as if he's the opposition to Donald Trump, when we all know that's not who he ever was. That's not who he was during the campaign. That's all. What he's doing now is positioning himself for more clicks. He's positioning himself for more opportunities to be that voice, because they are trying to prop him up. People like him up to be the representation of blackness. Why? Because it's a palatable, it's imperialist blackness. It's blackness that has risen to the top of the United States of America, but not because of blackness. Like you just said, Mundell, he is not up there because of black people. He don't speak for black people.
Hey man, blackness is not even represented in DC or on television. So let's just stop thinking like that. You got to come to YouTube and find it. You got to come here. Like, you got to come different places. I mean, Tim Black, all the brothers that's on YouTube, whether you like them or not, like, you get more blackness out of YouTube than you do. Think about who they prop up. The Hakeem Jeffries of the world. I'm not saying anybody saying they're not black, but just follow what I'm saying, man. Hakeem Jeffries, Byron Donalds, we're supposed to just accept whatever black man that ABC or Disney or David Plouffe tells us to support. We're supposed like Trump, whoever Trump says he likes, whoever Axelrod says he likes. You know, that's a safe Negro. Listen, bro, listen, you might not like Joanne Reed, but they replaced her with Simone Sanders. What kind of blackness are we talking about?
Look,
Are we talking? I mean, I'm not trying to be negative here, but what kind of black, like, where is the blackness of our community? You know, they got rid of Tiffany Cross. They got rid of Tiffany Cross, and now they got rid of Joy. I don't know who's next. But
well, I get because I know we got to go, but I two things. They don't want a black person to get power. They don't want a black person to get so much power they got to kill them. Right? They don't want that type of black person to get the kind of power that they could have, such that they become an actual threat to the American empire.
The problem is the American empire is about to crumble. They're not going to have enough energy or enough time to be worried about black people in a couple seconds. They destroying their own shit right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, flesh and blood has not revealed that to you, man. That's you speaking straight from the spirit on that one, right? That's the whole thing. They've been so busy trying to keep and contain blackness that their strategy to contain blackness has now brought them MAGA, and now they are tearing up everything from the inside. So they ain't gonna be able to stop us at a few minutes, right? But then the second thing is, I would say it like this: at the same exact time as we know that about them, we also should know amongst ourselves as black people that they would never give us the power we need to do what needs to be done. We got to get it ourselves.
Yeah, let me say something real quick. And I hate to rush after your thought, man, because that was a
no, we got to roll. We got to roll. So do your thing, man.
Janet Crux, this is clickbaity political thirst trap. You are talking to people who understand clearly what it means to be black in America. When we talk about the black experience, everybody in this chat know exactly what we're talking about. You over here playing games with the wrong group of people, and this idea that we are one damn America. Tell your president that. Tell your president we are one damn America. Tell the people who are suffering, the people who don't know if they're gonna have a job tomorrow simply because they went to work today, and Elon Musk is threatening people. Tell George Floyd's mother we are one damn America, as Elon Musk is saying that we need to pardon Chauvin. You don't get to say nothing to us.
You got to see the follow-up comment from her, though. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, you one of them. I'm married to a black man, and you're one of those white women that those kids on the internet are talking about. They mix kids with racist white mothers. And you just let us know. We just met you 30 seconds ago, and you put your first racist statement up here. I'm married to a black man right before you hang him. Because if y'all ever got divorced, you're gonna say he was the worst person in the world, and you want him hung. We don't play that.
Hey man, leave that lady alone, man. She in love with her husband.
I want her to be alone. I want to be her alone and gone. So one of the moderators, get rid of Janet. Bye. Wrong space.
Why would she reply with that? No, she really thought that was a good reply. I'm married to a black man.
Different experience.
Yeah.
Different experience. Guys, we're Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Three brothers who love each other. We love black people. We love people, but black people specifically and in general and intentionally, because the world is telling us that is who you shouldn't love. So if you don't love black people intentionally, you're doing something absolutely incorrect. This is our show for this week. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. We back.
I got one thing. Hey guys, tomorrow morning I will be going through on Marcus Farrell Live on why Republicans should support reparations.
Oh yeah, I need to go. I need to see that one. I mean, what time are you doing that one tomorrow?
Probably around 10, 11 o'clock. You know,
don't say that too loud. Every white farm in the Midwest is gonna get a check.
Janet gonna get her a check. What paper are you all seeking? I'm brown. Anyway, all right, we'll deal with them another time, folks. It's been real. We can see you next time.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, Clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let our voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live to on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, trap trap squad, trap squad. Trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you will.